Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night. Whenever you're joining us for this discussion. So, what I want to do with this really quickly is just go over the questions and what I'm looking for as you write your final exam. So, we're just going to go through. You can see here, right? We can see right here, question number one. So, your college roommate is struggling with a decision to make. He goes to college, assuming that he's going to go on to major in biology and become a doctor, but he's struggling with that. So, what you need to do is give me 2 to 3 paragraphs explaining what advice Ignatian spirituality can offer to your friend. So the what now, the way you're going to do this, or the most important thing is the rubric, how I'm going to grade you. So if you give me kind of a blob of stuff about Ignatian spirituality that doesn't really connect to anything, that's the lowest level you're going to get. If you tell me describe one way that you can use Ignatian spirituality, that's the second highest. If you tell me more than one way, that's the third highest. If you tell me multiple ways and you connect those ways to each other, right? So you're sequencing them, you're classifying them, you're comparing and contrast, you're explaining causes or consequences, analyzing them, that kind of stuff, that's the third highest. And if you want a perfect score, what you will do is multiple things that are connected, and then this little part right here with the little sun and the arrow, that's the new thing. So you're gonna take this information and do something new with it. So either apply it specifically to their career path, to generalize it, to predict something you know about your friend and predict the way he or she will react to something. So that's that extended part. And we're going to follow this same basic pattern for all 4 of the questions. So for question 2 on suffering and hope. So your cousin is struggling with his mother's multiple sclerosis, and you're supposed to explain how Ignatian spirituality can help him deal with suffering and hope. And so again, if you just give me a blob of stuff about Ignatian spirituality that has no structure or anything, that's the lowest. One thing about Ignatian spirituality and how it addresses hope is the second. Multiple things about Ignatian spirituality and the way it addresses hope, if you then connect those multiple things together, that's the fourth way. And finally, then, if you connect those 3 things together and add a little extra something over here, that's the high. That would be a perfect score for the essays. All these essays are exactly the same. So if you were going to give a talk on Ignatian spirituality and you just throw up some garbage about Ignatian spirituality, that's the lowest level. If you tell me one clear, distinct thing about Ignatian spirituality and how that applies to college students, that's the second highest. Then multiple things about Ignatian spirituality that you connect would be the third highest. The fourth highest would be the perfect score would then be multiple things about Ignatian spirituality that are all connected to each other and relate to some sort of general way. So applying it to their lives, using it something like the exam and something like that, right? That would be the highest level for question 3. And question 4 on Ignatian spirituality. So going through what is the first principle and foundation. And you're going to then explain it to me. Again, so you should be talking about things like vocation, freedom, indifference, the 2 standards, discernment, things like that. So a blob of just random stuff that has no structure or is connected. One clear, concise thing will get you the second highest. Multiple things about the meaning of the first principle and foundation will get you the third highest grade. The fourth highest grade, if you give me multiple things and connect them, just like in all the others. And finally, if you connect those things and then add something and look at it in some new way. So you make a generalization, you evaluate, something like that. So really, really simple. That's the way I'm going to grade you on these rubrics. Look in classroom. to see what the scores are for each of these levels. I think I have it set up so that the lowest grade you can get if you write something. So if you give me 4 blobfish, you should be getting a 72%. If you give me 4 things that are just like this, you should be getting a high C. A low, I think this is a B. This will get you the low A, and this will get you a 100%. So, very simple, very simple. This should not change your grades very much. So remember, this is 10% out of your total grade. So if you're getting a 72, that would mean you would miss 30% or 3 percentage points off your grade. So if you have 100, the lowest you should be able to get is about a 97. Good luck, gentlemen, and please talk to me in class if you have any other questions.